It's time to head to Peterborough Speedway, the world's fastest third mile. Enjoy some wicked short track action featuring a variety of classes, including junior late models, bone stocks, mini stocks, renegade trucks, super stocks, and the pro late models. Don't miss their special nights with free entry, double tuning night, driver autographs, and the prestigious Autumn Colors Classic, the biggest event in racing. Whether you're a diehard fan or a new enthusiast, Peterborough Speedway has something for everyone. Visit peterboroughspeedway.com for more information and get ready for an adrenaline-fueled experience on the track. Look to gear up for your next race in 2025. Les Entreprises MPWA Incorporated is proud to partner with our podcast once again. Run by the dedicated Mark Patrick Waugh, they specialize in high-quality racing electronics, cameras, transponders, radios, helmets, custom earplugs, Hans devices, seats, and a whole lot more. As a registered dealer, MP Waugh offers top-notch equipment to fuel your passion for racing. Whether you are a pure racer or a motorsport enthusiast, Les Entreprises MP Waugh Incorporated has everything you need to enhance your performance on the track. Visit www.lesentreprises.com for a wide range of racing products and detailed information. Don't miss out on this opportunity to elevate your racing experience with MP Waugh.
Stickers and scuffs, we ride. Interviewing drivers side by side, from the pits to winning strides. Stickers and scuffs, our racing guide. Hear the roar and feel the speed. Every driver chasing dreams, from the green flag to the win. Cannon cradle, let's begin. Stickers and scuffs, we ride. Interviewing drivers side by side, from the pits to winning strides. Stickers and scuffs, our racing guide. Engines roaring, crowds alive, Ontario pride by the mile. Lap by lap on the move, catch the thrill in every groove. Stickers and scuffs, we ride. Interviewing.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stickers and Scuffs podcast, episode 196, with our special guest. It's been a while that we've been waiting to have him on the show, from the Ontario Legend Car Series, and I guess officially from the Ontario Bandoleros as well. Dawson Drimmie joins us, thanks to our friends at Peterborough Speedway and our friend Mark Patrick Waugh, Les Entreprises de Marc MP Waugh. Butchered it again, I'm sorry, MP. But I'm not here to speak French, unfortunately. That's great in his job.
Les Entreprises MPWA.
Thank you. It's been a long day. But Dawson is here, and we're excited, man. One of the things that we've talked about the last year really is the division that you're racing in really taking off, and it appears to be on its way to probably its best numbers, I think, that we've seen. It just feels like more and more it grows every year. This year it looks like it's going to be no exception. How are things looking so far for 2025 for the Ontario Legend cars?
2025 is looking really good. We had a really strong 2024. We had huge car counts every single week that we showed up to a racetrack with a top 15 that's really competitive, that can win any single night. And, there's some big names that are thinking about hopping in for 2025, and I'm excited to get it started.
Nice.
It's exciting to have that because, I think arguably for the past, couple of years, it's been tough at the racetracks to see which divisions are going to get the most cars out. It is tough. I mean, economically in motorsports, it has been a very tough thing. And I remember going back, man, I want to say 2021, things were very different in the Legend Car Series as they are now. How long have you been involved in the division? And And we'll throw your brother in there as well because the Drimmies are kind of well known now as part of the Legend Cars.
Yeah, I started in 2018. My dad started in 2017. He kind of just went out there and bought a bunch of cars up and said, "We're going racing." So
All right.
2018 was my first year. We had 2 years, obviously, and then 2 years of not really doing anything. And then we finally got back in 2023, and car counts were on the rise slowly. But the last year and a half to 2 years, and this year coming up, it's gonna be crazy.
It's exactly what we want to hear. I mean, I think that the count officially at Sauble last year was it 36 entries that you guys had? 36 entries in this day and
It was
age,
an awesome field.
and you had to send cars
Yeah,
home.
yeah, that's you never want to do that, obviously, but 26. I think we started 26 in that race, and honestly, the top 20 they all had a chance to win that night. So you don't want to send those bottom 10 away, but kind of to keep the field rolling and keep it clean, you kind of have to.
And that's a ringing endorsement, not only for the parity of the equipment, but also the caliber of drivers that are running with yourself in the series. What was 2024 like for you in the driver's seat? How did that go?
Um, it went not bad. We probably should have won more races than we did, but there's so many competitive guys. Like you got Mitch, right? We were just in Florida with him a couple weeks ago, and he was
Oh, you're down
flying
there
like
too, right?
always. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
were down there. Yeah, we didn't do as well as we wanted to, but he was flying. He had a chance to win every single night there. And then, up here, Jade Franklin swept the week at Sauble, and he had a stellar weekend that weekend. And I
Mhm.
think there was two more winners we had last year, and we only had 12 races. So you got five different winners in 12 races. It's a really stout field.
Absolutely.
Kind of unheard of in this day and age to really have that type of parity. And I think what's been really nice is if you consider the where people have come from. I mean, the fact is, Jade Franklin, former APC winner, or a late model winner, coming in and joining former APC racer, and you got potentially, uh, like I said, some bigger names interested. The fact that you're even hearing people having that interest in going down and participating. Hell, Jared Fitzpatrick is throwing out potentially want to go in and run a couple legend car races. And we've got a name in Andy Camrath who is going to come and compete this year. I mean,
With his
talk about
nephew.
having, yeah, exactly. Having some, and yes, Cole as well. Yeah. Having some big shoes coming in and
Yeah.
racing with you already. Like you said, it's a very competitive field, but now you're even adding even more star power. Is it going to make it harder for you to actually win, or you feel you guys have something really good for this year?
Um, I think we always have something really good, but the field everybody's always learning and getting faster. So every single week you got to show up with your A game, and there's no guarantees that you're going to win, but we just try and show up and compete every single week.
Absolutely. And we'll get into a little more of the kind of the meat and potatoes of the INEX sanctioning and that sort of thing. And but you've had the opportunity to race from here down into the south and everything. Where all have you run, and where really sticks out to you the most as one of your favorite places to race?
Yeah, we've been all over. We've been New York. We ran the Charlotte quarter mile, which was a blast. We didn't do very good there, but being under the lights at Charlotte Motor Speedway is definitely something
That's
to check
electric,
off the
eh?
bucket list. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was crazy. We ran Florida a couple weeks ago, and then Nashville was a big one too. Nashville was probably one of my favorite events, just the outside the track stuff too, right? So it was a good time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'll
no
go for the
doubt.
racing,
Being
man.
sorry, can't like
Yeah,
being a bit of a country music guy myself, like being in Nashville, that's got to check a lot of boxes for a racer that likes some country music too, right?
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely Music City and Party City for us. So it was a good
Nice.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that sounds about right. I think they go hand in hand together, really, and
Oh, totally.
it's definitely one thing that I mean we've been touting the Legend Car series for quite a while now because one thing that you guys have that you can't really say other divisions have is you have the ability to take your car and race wherever the hell you want. Hell, you could go over to England and race those legend cars if you wanted to, because they all fall under this. Was on the INEX branding, the INEX company, and this year especially is going to be extra huge for you guys because this is the full first season that you guys are going to have the Ontario Bandoleros Championship running. Um, I understand people were iffy about that, but how are things looking for 2025? How are the registrations looking? Sponsorship. You've got races at 3 tracks this year, double features. So how is everything going with that?
Uh, it's it's taken off with flying colors right now.
Awesome.
We think we're in the 12 to 15 range to start the season, which is,
That's
it's really good
fantastic.
for for
Yeah.
only we had 3 show and tell events really, and the interest is just through the roof right now. So, and the sponsorship, we've had those 3 show and tell events, and we're basically booked up for all our nights so far. So that's good.
And that kind of
Excellent.
aligns with like the whole Legends thing too. You
Yeah.
see it even in the Ladies of the Oval calendar, for instance, where you see bandos running throughout Canada, and it just adds to the depth of kind of the ladder system that we talk about from time to time on the show. It's not necessarily an insult or anything by any means. It's just another path to take and another rung to climb for a racer to be aligned with that INEX brand and be able to take your car and go and race just about anywhere. And that really builds the racing resume if you want to do it, right?
Yeah, for sure. The Bandoleros are pretty big out east. They have a bunch of
Hmm.
cars out there, and we saw a lot of them actually in Florida the past week, and they did fairly well.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's definitely a jump to go from. We're not making it like we're not trying to get rid of anything or whatever, but it's definitely a good stepping stone to get into a car with suspension, rear wheel drive, and it's pretty powerful for the weight ratio. So it's just it's another stepping stone that we tried to add in.
And that based on when I I had absolutely no experience and I jumped in one of the Great Lake Legends at Humberstone, and something like that where you speak to power to weight for those who actually have a concept of that here listening and watching is just power to weight is a big thing in a short little wheelbase, and when that speaks to driver talent when you can keep that kind of stuff underneath you.
Yeah, for sure. I hopped in one of the Vanos. They're a lot of fun to drive, and they're definitely a handful. So having
Nice.
these little kids in them and they're wheeling out there, they're doing a second lap faster than me. It really shows the talent that's coming up through the ranks right now.
For
And
sure.
that's what I think that was really great for you guys is that you got to have the G-Force moment last year. You guys got to have a special feature, having that car, the Bandolero race kind of broadcast on Autumn Colors Night on G-Force and Racing America, and to have Ben suit up and actually have a camera and mic inside the car while he was racing. And you know what? Maybe it was kind of chaotic for the exhibition type of race, but man, he made it really exciting until I guess I'm going to say he lost it himself. Frankly, I'm sorry, Ben, but um, the fact that you guys are not sticking to just one track this year, you're also going to go to Sunset Speedway, and you're going to go and make a trip to Sauble. It's going to give lots of different racers the opportunity. So, are there going to be rides available for racers who want to rent for a weekend, or is it mostly like people bringing their own cars?
Right now we're gonna run 2 cars out of our stable. One is specifically Lila Sigma's running it, and then we're gonna have one that's an arrive and drive. So we're looking forward to taking it all over, and hopefully we can get some different people in the seat.
Now, the
Nice.
ride and drive program, is that something that people will have to reach out to you guys for, or you will go and seek out a driver for that weekend?
Either or, definitely. If people want to message me or my dad, Jeff Drimmie, go ahead and we can try and get something together for you.
Well, it's definitely exciting because I
Yeah,
think
that is.
I've talked about this before on Track Weekly. Um, Graydon's already got the he's already
I'm
got the
writing
thoughts
notes
that
as we speak, literally.
Yeah.
he's already got. Oh, make sure to reach out and see if I can get in the Vando. But
Race
that
me
is
to the
kind of
seat, folks.
the thing is there a height weight ratio for like a level for these cars that you can't get over, or can Colton Everingham sign up and race one of these?
Good question.
Uh, he came to the shop one day and he was able to hop in one. So we've had
Okay.
a 6'5" guy hop in one. He fit perfectly. You know, you can adjust all the pedals to whatever you want. They have almost a foot and a half of adjustment to put in the pedals. So yeah,
Wow.
they're pretty impressive little machines, and I haven't seen anybody not be able to fit yet. So
Oh, don't you worry, buddy. I'm sure we can find somebody. It
Daddy
is
like.
it is it's, it's exciting though that you guys have this option. We talked about Bandoleros as well. I've always thought of it as if you've got the junior late models, they can't you can still keep those. Absolutely, they can
Mhm.
still be your start. But I love the idea of having something to go from a junior late model to a bandolero to something else. You can choose to go a legend or you can choose to go to a bone stock. But I like the fact that you have something in between. The drivers that we talked to last year,
Suspension and
Chase
adjustability in
Cousineau,
that regard. Yeah.
Landon Sellers, Lila Sigma, Ben, I was going to say Ben McPherson, um, and Ben as well, all
You could fit in
absolutely
one.
loved their time in the car. They say it
Mhm.
drives nothing like a junior late model, and it is a lot of comments where that was very, very, very fun to drive. So the fact that you guys are going to have, you said around you've got around 12 to 15 registrations. It's 10 races, I believe, because it's five. Is it five? No, 12.
I believe we
12
have
races,
eight races, but they're all double features, so it's
all double
technically
features.
16. Yeah.
Nice.
So we have four at Peterborough, three at Sunset, and then we're doing the Saba long weekend.
And that's again, I love this because you're getting out and spread around Ontario. And I think that having the options there for people to do that. Now let's put this in perspective. We talked about the legends being able to go down south or out east or out west. Is this is the same as well for the Bandoleros? Is that they can do that? Could go and compete in the IWX or IWK 250 weekend out there, or a bigger event out at in the Maritimes. Hell, you could go and go down to Florida next year and compete. These cars, you can take them all over. What's the benefits to running with the INEX company?
Uh, what you just said, you get to run all over. You know, we get running Florida obviously gives us a 2 month jump on everybody else. You know, seat time behind the wheels, everything, and we got 5 races under our belt already, and we could go back down tomorrow and have 5 more. So
And the tires, the parts, where do all those come from?
they all come from the same place, INEX. So 600 Racing in Charlotte. You know, they build all the chassis there. They store all the parts there. We're actually a INEX dealer now in Ontario.
Perfect.
JDC Motorsports is. So we have parts ourselves straight from them that we can sell to anybody in Ontario. And yeah, all the cars, you know, you can build them all the exact same. It's just hop in the seat and go.
I kind of wanted to touch on the business side of it, and you did it for us there a little bit too. You're you're proprieting that brand and getting into it, and you're also, for lack of a better term, kind of a talent showcase too. Like we got our little buddy Keaton Pipe. I shouldn't say little buddy; he'd probably hate me saying that too. But like he's
Probably grown a foot and a half since you saw
yeah,
him
I know.
last. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, Keaton. You owe me one, kid. But you guys are propagating talent through your race team, and that feels good on probably multiple levels from the business standpoint, from the marketing standpoint, and just seeing shoring up the talent in the sport, really.
Yeah, for sure. Your series is only as good as the person that went out and won last. So, you know, you always got to try and get better. And you know, Keaton in the car, he's had a good 2 years learning now. We're really looking for him to make that next big step this year. You know, and compete up front every week. So you're only as good as your last time out, and do what you can.
And since I backhanded complimented him a little bit, we'll talk like off the track. I mean, in terms of wanting it and engaging with his partners and doing a great job in community engagement and fundraising. That's kind of a guy you want to be aligned with, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, he's it's honestly incredible what he does, him and his family do. You know, they're out there every single weekend doing what they can for their sponsors, supporters. You know, they post every single day about something on Facebook that, you know, one of their supporters are doing and trying to get the community involved. It's incredible.
There you go, bud. Sorry, but Keaton, you'll probably be as tall as me when I see you next, anyways. So.
That's not very tall anyway, so I don't have to worry about that. But
hey, I've been even 6 foot.
the one thing that I like is that you do have a wide variety of veterans, but then you also have those young guns we talked about. We talked about Keaton Pipe coming in. You also have Jake Spencer Walt, who made the decision to come from the mini stock division to go legend car racing with you guys. I, for one, want to see Rick joining him because I want to see the father-son battles.
Yeah.
But
around and find out with that.
yeah, exactly, right? But for yourself racing out there, you got your typical front runners, the Latimers, the Cuthbertsons, you've got Cole McFadden, Jade Franklin, like you've literally mentioned, plus yourself, plus Caleb, plus.
That's a who's who talent list, really.
It really is. Who are you keeping your eyes on for this year? We talked about Keaton already, but who's somebody that you're looking for this year and you think they'll make a big splash?
Oh man, I can name 8 people, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, you do have the Cuthbertsons. They're always a threat out there, you know. They don't care if they wreck their mom. They're going to try and get to the front and win for sure.
Yeah.
Not to mention themselves. Sorry, guys.
I've seen, yeah, they've done that. They've done that a couple times.
Yeah, for sure. You know, Mitch probably is one of the best of the best right now in Ontario for sure. He's always, if he's not winning, he's gonna be up there for sure. So, you know, Jade, he's really only his second full year last year, and he was out there winning races, and it was really impressive. You know, Jordan, he has the speed every week too. So, yeah, it's a really tight field.
One of the things that I really love that you guys have done, and man, Graydon and I, we had this great conversation about this and that. You guys, along with you guys did a couple of combined events with Great Lakes Legends. First off, love that. That's fantastic working together. Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought that puts on even better shows? But the other thing was you guys don't mess around when it comes to if you're having a bad night and your competitors can't stop wrecking, you guys make the call and say, hey, we're going to end this if you guys don't smarten up. Officiating seems to be really, really, really on its game. You guys, like I said, if you have to shorten the event, you shorten the event. If you have to say next caution, the night we were there, actually, Graydon, it was the next caution ends the race because we are taking way too much time here. And again, love the call because it was on the cuff. It wasn't like we're going to keep trying until we got this, all the laps completed. No, you guys made it through. Robin and Jen worked together on that night. But I want to hear about Robin being in charge of the Ontario Legend cars. We've had him on the show before. Really like what he said. How have things gone for him being on as the, I guess, owner of the series?
Yeah, he took over last year, and it's ran with flying colors so far. You know, he likes everybody's input. You know, I'm probably a little hard on him sometimes in tech, but you know, sometimes you don't see things eye to eye. But yeah, he's always trying to implement new things or asking the drivers what you want to see more of or what needs to be taken away. So he's done a great job, and hopefully he continues to take everybody's input.
Are we ever going to see back-to-backs for you guys in the same night?
Like double features?
Double features.
As of right now, I think so. But
would it be something that you'd entertain?
I would love to. I'd love to show up at the track and run 2 features and see you later.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, how long can you guys go on fuel and tires? Could you do a lot longer of a feature? And we've seen like 50 lap features and stuff, but how long can you guys go?
I'd probably say 40 would be
40?
maxing it out. Like I personally probably wouldn't want to do any more than 40. It gets pretty tough on the arms when you're sawing at the wheel for 40 green flag laps. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm sure we've done 40 at Colors before, and it's been a pretty good success. You know, it's always at Colors. It's a bit of a green yellow type of race. So 40 was kind of stretching it on fuel, but we've done it before.
Before we bring this right back around full circle, and you're obviously a part of a family team, contributing a great amount to your discipline in motorsports. Uh, on the internet, like on the national level, you're not just doing it at home, you're doing it down south and um, kind of exemplifying what it means to really commit to racing. What can you tell the people that are watching that want to get into whether it's Bando, whether it doesn't even have to be INEX aligned, just to commit at some level to racing? What would you tell them, Dawson?
Get in the shop and get working.
Yeah,
You know, we spend hours and hours. Races are won in the shop,
it
not on
ain't for the
track.
lazy,
So
right?
no, not at all. You know, we probably spend 10 to 15 hours per car a week in the shop at least. So, you know, quick turnarounds like back in Florida, you know, we did engine swaps overnight to get back out for the next day. You know, it's not all about fun sometimes. You
You
know,
got a
you got to
little
get to
hot under
work.
the collar down there too, eh?
Not
Yeah, it
just
was a
from the sun,
little
eh?
warm.
Yeah.
No, the sun was not the hottest thing for me that day.
Now, okay, yeah, just again, before we bring this right back around, that thing, it's something for my wife. It's not such a huge thing in bone stocks or anything, but like when I'm getting into race car driving, that's something that's concerning to my wife. Like being on fire in the car, like what was that like? Did it come into the cockpit for you? Was it really scary? Did it happen fast? Did it seem slow?
It definitely happened quick, but
Yeah,
I didn't even see flames until I was outside the car. I had no idea.
right,
So
right.
I just saw a big puff of smoke and I thought, well, my night's over. So I hopped out and turned around and there she is glowing red.
So that's good. At least there was no driver issue there, at least, but still a bit of work cut out for you guys.
Yeah, it was a long night for sure, but we had it back out the next day. So
Nice.
obviously thanks to the crew there and yeah, we got it back racing for the rest of the week.
Speaks to the availability of parts and that sort of stuff too, right?
Right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. They had everything we were looking for right there on site.
Beautiful.
Are we going to see a JDC Motorsports contingent down in potentially Riverside? Is it in Rivers? It's Riverside that they do the IWK 250. Are we ever going to see three potentially, or maybe an Ontario Legend Car Invasion? Um, I think that'd be money right there to see the best of Ontario versus the best of the Maritimes. You guys definitely have enough racers to do it. Have you guys considered possible combination events? We see them kind of it's a long haul to do that, but having a couple cars at big time events like that.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we were talking to Tim's Corners. He part of the track over there. He'd love
Yeah,
to have
Tim
us out
Terry, all
there, and
right.
yeah, no, he's awesome for sure. He's been at Colors a bunch of times, and you know, we always see him down south at the big events like we were at last week, and you know, he'd love to have us come out there for sure. You know, it's more of a when do we get time off too type of thing. So, you
Mhm.
know, between our schedule and now the bando schedule, you know, we got to try and work something out.
Well, it is all a balance for sure. I mean, balancing the racing itinerary, the personal life and family life. So on that note, you have a lot of people that are in your corner and companies. Who do you have to thank for being at the track each and every week, Dawson?
Well, first of all, my family, obviously. My dad's the main reason I'm in this. You know, it's his dream. He's living it through me, basically. Sponsors, Trailers Plus, Gully Bridge, Centerline Hydrovac. Muddy Girl hopped on this year. Thank you to her. KOD Disposal, Peterborough Speedway, and Floor Coverings International.
It's always nice that the podcast gives us an opportunity to get to know more racers across Ontario. We really don't get to see a lot of you guys during race days. You guys are really busy as it is, but we're excited to cover not just the Ontario Legend Car Series this year, but also the Ontario Bandoleros. You've got tons of Stickers and Scuffs Racing family members this year, and we're excited that you and Caleb are both going to be joining Keaton as we get the entire JDC stable as part of our roster this year. And one of the things we told Robin was that we wanted to make sure we covered you guys, the Ontario Legend Car Series. You can just see the momentum growing. And you know what? I have to say that I think people didn't give Legends enough credit. Sadly, we didn't either at the start, but we've become quick fans of them, and I think the Bandoleros are going to do exactly the same thing. I think they're going to take off. If it's anything like what we saw before, I love the first crop of racers that you guys had last year. Can't wait to see who else is a part of those a part of the roster for this year. But how can people follow along with your team, Ontario Bandoleros and Ontario Legend Cars in 2025?
Yeah, so JDC, we have our Facebook page, and we also have an Instagram page that you can follow us at. It's just JDC Motorsports. Ontario Legend Car Series is under that handle on Facebook, and then Ontario Bandoleros is under that on Facebook as well.
And of course, if you guys want to get involved, you can definitely reach out to JDC Motorsports. They are your best chance to go to. I mean, they're the ones that you can answer all their questions. They're the ones that put the Ontario Bandoleros together. They're the ones that are helping with this series, helping it run. I don't know if there's I don't know if there's rides available in the Legend Car Series. I know there is in Great Lakes Legends for some open spots there, but definitely reach out. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. We want to thank Dawson Drimmie here for being our guest for episode 196 of the Stickers and Scuffs podcast. We'll catch you all next week.